Are you a rising star in business and want to learn or know practical steps to fast track the growth of your business? Well, I want to assure you, if you fits into that category, today's program is going to wow you because today we're going to be doing a deep dive into business growth bootcamp. So you will be learning a number of tips and tricks that can really give you the momentum to expand the growth of your business. Today, with me to join in the conversation is I have a team of dynamic personalities. I have Paul Whitehouse, and Paul Whitehouse, he is the guy that will help you to access capital when you want to grow from a local brand into a national brand. And he's going to talk to us a lot about access to capital and the role that capital can play to help you to grow and expand. I also have another dynamic personality here in studio, and his name is Frank, Clement Frank. And Clement Frank, he is an economist by profession, and he's also a leader by practice. And of course, he will be helping you to understand how these two skill sets can really help you to grow and expand your operation. And last but not least, we have Peter Scott, and Peter Scott is the brain behind the Legacy Chronicle and human development initiative. And that program is a very unique program, the Legacy Chronicle Human Growth Program, because it really helps you to understand practical steps that you can take to enhance the human resource development, perhaps come to that point of self actualize the human resource development. And of course, if you want to grow and expand, you certainly need a self actualized workforce to help you to grow and to grow in a sustainable way. So, with that being said, I want to welcome my team to today's broadcast, which is titled Business Growth Bootcamp. Now, to get today's conversation started, I want to start with Paul, and I want Paul to relate a scenario that I'm going to present. We see that many businesses are started, they have experienced success in their operation, they want to grow and they want to expand. But sometimes the growth and expansion requires access to capital, and you find that they do not have enough information about different type of financial instruments that can help them through that growth phase. Can you walk us through what are some of the essential things to look at, or what are some of the essential financial tools that you have that can help businesses through that growth phase?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Gary. Well, what helps a business grow? What causes that to happen? Increased sales, new contacts that you come across. One contact can take you in a big direction. We all know that. New contacts and ideas, an educated, well-focused, and trained sales team. If you re-inspire your sales team and really put them on track, that could take that's what's going to increase your sales. New markets opening up, even new management. But all those, when they lead to business growth, then you're going to have to finance some of that, right? So let's talk about purchase order financing. That inspires growth. Your sales team, you re-inspired your sales team, new management, you've got new motivation, you're increasing sales, but all of a sudden you get a sale and you say, I don't have the capital to fulfill that order. I got a deal with Walmart. They want 1 million pairs of shoes. I can't fill that. Well, instead of passing on the order, you can look, we can, Patriot Business Finance Consultants, along with Global Capital Incorporated, can arrange purchase order financing for you. PO financing steps up, pays for the manufacturing, pays for the shipping, gets it to the customer's door. The customer pays the invoice. Everybody gets paid. You took on an order that you were previously unable to, but with PO financing, that enabled you to take on that large order instead of passing it up. Uh, Factoring. your business is growing, right? You've done all these things, your business is growing, but that growth can be stopped if cash flow is not present. If you can't pay the lights, you can't continue to grow. So factoring your accounts receivable, you're blasting out 100 invoices a month and you're waiting 30 days, 60 days, 45 days, whatever days, they're not paying on time, but and your cash flow is slow. That is affecting you. Per factoring, which we can take care of for you. Here's how that works. A factoring company will purchase your invoices for a discount. Discount is not huge. Discount depends on um, how much annual volume that you commit to. If you commit to $1 million plus, your discount will be less expensive. If you commit to $100,000, your discount's going to be more. Probably like 97 cents on the dollar, so 3 points. Factoring allows business growth because it promotes cash flow. Equipment financing. You have increased sales, you have increased production, but you need updated equipment or you need new equipment. So how do you get it? You can pay cash, you can bank finance it, but don't do either of those. Specifically, if you are a growing business, keep your cash. Don't spend it. Keep it for opportunities and emergencies. Equipment leasing works this way. Choose the equipment, boom, we'll collect an application from you, submit it, get you a same day approval and a term sheet. We'll email a term sheet to you, review it with you. If you like it, sign it, boom, we send it to the lender. The lender sends a promise to pay to the seller of the equipment that you're looking to get. Go pick it up or have it delivered, and the payments begin. And the payments are equipment leasing. The largest companies in the world use equipment leasing because it's the best way to get ownership of equipment. And we Patriot, we lease over 40. If I know the number correctly, I think it's like 43 lenders that we represent in that field. So if you need equipment for your business because your business is growing, we got you covered. Excellent credit, difficult credit, we got you covered. Real estate. So you need a larger warehouse. You need to store more of your goods because business has increased, or you need a larger manufacturing facility, or you want to move away from contract manufacturing. You're paying somebody else to manufacture your product, but if you manufactured it yourself, you'd make more money. That would affect your bottom line. So therefore, you need a facility to do that. We got you covered. We can assist with real estate financing. There is more to it than that, but that's a good coverall of what we can provide as far as financing.
All right, thanks for that share, um, Paul. Now, I want to just come alongside you to make a couple other statements. So, you might have started a business and you want to scale that business. You want to grow, you want to expand, but you just don't know how. What Paul have just spoken about, I trust that it helps to give you some insight into practical steps that you can take to access capital to really move your vision and forward. Because access to capital plays a tremendous role in helping your business and to grow and scale. So I trust that those who will be listening to the rebroadcast and those who are here live, you are taking those notes away. But I want you to think about this scenario. You have started a business, but you're not able to grow and scale that business. You're not able to cash flow optimize that business. And you want to grow. And you're wondering what are the best steps that you can take to grow your operation. What I want to do, I want to introduce a very new and unique concept to the listening audience that can really help them to achieve growth and to achieve it fast. So I'm going to be sharing with you a new project that we have recently developed, which we call the GIPP initiative. Now, you might be wondering what is the GIPP initiative, and we ask you to join this group. We have only started this initiative recently, but because of we are only training a limited amount of person at any one time, and persons may have to join the waiting list. But let me explain a couple of things about this program. One of the first thing that we talk about on this program is what is the fastest way to cash flow your brand and your business. And I'm just going to give you some insight that will help you to understand some of the best practices that you can deploy when you want to cash flow your business. One of the things that we talk about is becoming an influencer. Why? Because becoming an influencer is an ideal model to help you get past the know, like, and trust. It is the ideal model that will help people to want to invest with you because you are now an influencer. So, what the program does, it prepares you to become an influencer, and then it gives you exposure to some of the partner platforms that we are on. For example, we are able to help you to get exposure into platforms that has over 2 billion potential consumers. So, of course, if you're thinking of growth, two things is happening here. You're being trained to become an influencer, and two, your content is being placed into a platform where you're getting visibility of over 2 billion potential consumers. And in the event that you're wondering what that platform is, we are talking about YouTube. I'm happy to say that we're now partners with YouTube, and we are producing content in partnership with YouTube, and we're also supporting others who wants to get visibility, reach, and impact, who wants to optimize client conversion to accomplish that via YouTube. And there's so much more that you will be able to take away from the GIPP initiative. So I just want you to take note of those two basic things that I have said. There's much more for me to talk about because becoming an influencer is not necessarily a walk in the park, but we have a step-by-step blueprint that really talks to you about how to become a subject matter expert, how to align your expertise to the ideal client, how to stress test your expertise against the ideal client, and so you're able to make informed and educated decision. So I'm going to leave it there for now, and I'm going to come over to Frank to ask Frank to just chime in terms of what are some of your tips and techniques that can really help businesses to accelerate their growth.
Thanks, Gary. And one of the things is, as a leader, you'll have to have a winning team because raising capital is critical to growing, to expanding, and even scaling your business. So if you assemble a winning team, it makes a significant difference in attracting the right investors. Because investors must believe your management team has the necessary skills and experience to execute the business plan. When you have a winning team, what it does is that it instills confidence in potential investors and it greatly enhances the chances of successfully raising capital. If you're making or embarking on your first capital raise, some key factors to consider when when you're choosing a winning team to raise the capital. The first one is expertise and experience. Expertise and experience. So, because investors want to see that proven track record of expertise and experience in your management team. So what you need to do is surround yourself with a team that has a deep understanding of the industry, the market trends, the challenges, and the opportunities that lie ahead. Especially if you're a founder, a visionary, new to the business, investors want to see individuals who have successfully navigated similar situations in the past. And so they have the knowledge, they have the skills, they have the discipline that is required to drive the business forward and meet or exceed the forecast. Then you need complementary skills. Successful capital raising teams include individuals with complementary skills, because when raising capital, you have to realize that it's crucial to have a team that covers all the essential business areas such as finance, operations, marketing, technology, etc. Each team member should bring a unique skill or a unique skill set that aligns with the company's goals and objectives. So combining diverse skills and perspectives can help overcome the obstacles and then drive innovation, which is highly attractive to investors. You need strong leadership. Leadership plays a pivotal role in building a winning team. Investors want to see individuals who can inspire and motivate the team, make informed decisions, and adapt to changing circumstances, changing environment, changing plateaus. A strong leader should have that ability to communicate a clear vision. They must set achievable goals, create a positive and collaborative work environment. Because effective leadership skills instill confidence in investors, saying to the investors that the team can execute the business plan, whatever it is, successfully. You need commitment and passion. Investors want to see a team that is genuinely passionate about their business and they're committed to its success. So starting and scaling a business is a challenging endeavor requiring dedication and perseverance. Investors are more inclined to invest in a team that believes in the company's mission and is willing to go the extra mile, put in the hard work, and remain agile in resolving challenges. Passionate team members are not only more likely to attract investors, but they are also more likely to inspire confidence and loyalty in employees and in partners. Of course, you would have to have network and connections. What network and connections are saying to the investor is that you have you're resourceful. Because if having a strong network and connection with the industry, it can significantly enhance the team's ability to raise capital. Investors often value teams that have established relationships with key stakeholders, industry experts, and potential partners. And these connections can provide valuable insights. They can open doors to new opportunities and help validate the business concept. A team that has an extensive network can tap into resources and expertise that might otherwise be inaccessible. And this makes them more attractive to investors. Lastly, integrity and trustworthiness. Trust is crucial in any business relationships, especially when you're raising capital. The investor and investors want to work with trusted teams to act with integrity, to act with transparency, to act in honesty. It's vital to have a team that demonstrates honesty, ethical behavior, and a commitment to strong corporate governance. Maintaining a reputation for trustworthiness attracts investors and fosters long-term partnerships and credibility also within the industry. Well, you need to remember, investors invest not only in the business or the business concept, but also the people behind it. Some view the people as the most important part So it is crucial that you get this right. If you are new to raising capital and want to learn the best practices for assembling a winning team for your first capital raise, join us. Join us on our webinar, join us on our blogs, and we're here Monday to Saturday, and we can explore what are the best practices for assembling a capital raising team. What will be the role of each member? What are the skills and experience they are required to have to make you make you successful? Thanks, Gary.
All right, thanks for that share, Frank. Frank gave us a number of essential talking points to grow your business. We talk about team dynamics. We talk about capital raise, and many other things. And I think that those are all essential elements to be considered when you're attempting to grow your business. I just want to say a little bit more about the GIPP initiative, and then I'm going to come over to Peter. You might be asking yourself what GIPP stands for. Well, it stands for the Global Influencers Partners Program. And I just want to tell a little story behind this. Over the last few months, we have been working with a dynamic team of technical personnel. And the challenge that they were given is to increase visibility for two of our brands. And they didn't only increase visibility, they were able to attract over 25,000 new potential consumers to the platform. And I want to personally thank YouTube for building out the platform the way it is, that really enable content producers, that enables rising stars in business and stars in business to have access to this platform to promote their content and to reach so many millions and billions of people from all over the world. What I love about the platform also, it has algorithm, because as you grow on this platform, you also have a detailed map in terms of where your consumer base or potential consumer base is coming from. You have details in terms of their age and their gender, and you have a number of information that you need to have when you're making business decision. So I want to personally again say a big shout out to YouTube for building out this platform. Along with this, on the very YouTube platform, that really gives you an opportunity to accelerate the growth of your business. You also have multiple platforms on YouTube also that you can monetize. I believe the threshold for the first monetization is for you to at least have 1,000 subscribers with 4,000 watch hours. But guess what? When you understand how to navigate the platform, you are also able to monetize long before you reach the YouTube partnership program. And what the GIPP initiative will do is to walk you through all of that. Now, what YouTube also has is the platform where you can actually set up your store on YouTube. And because you have content, you have an audience, you can create a membership base, and your membership and other members of the public can also tap into that platform, look at your storefront, and they can purchase your products and services. I also want to add this also, because as I get information, as we do our market testing and market analysis, we try to bring these fresh information to businesses to help them to grow. You can also integrate your Shopify page on the YouTube platform. That means you're actually killing two birds with one stone. That means that you're going to be now selling via Shopify, but you can also carry your audience base from the YouTube over to the Shopify platform and vice versa. So, in other words, what I'm saying that this platform has tremendous growth potential for businesses. And what the GIPP initiative sets out to do is to really help businesses to understand how to navigate this social media platform to their advantage and talk about fast growth. We have been able to appeal to 20 over 20,000 new potential consumers in less than 30 days. And that for us is tremendous. And we have been visible to over 100,000 new potential consumers from all over the world in less than 30 days. And that's the standard the testimony of YouTube and also the rich potential that this platform has to really help you to grow. So in today's business growth bootcamp, you might hear me talking a lot about YouTube and the tremendous potential it has for you to get visibility, reach impact, and client conversion, and to help in the fast tracking of the growth of your business. I'll talk some more about cash flow, the fastest way to cash flow, and I'll share some of my experience with you also. So perhaps you can have a deeper understanding in terms of what GIPP initiative or the Global Influencers Partners Program can do for you. And Peter, all to you now, my friend.
Yes, thanks so much, Gary, and it is always a tremendous pleasure to be communicating on this platform and to inviting individuals to participate in expanding their knowledge base, sharpen their axe as they move forward to achieve those objectives and goals that they are seeking to in their development of their business, particularly as we're talking about business growth and individuals expanding for that individual in our when we're to I focus a lot or a lot of or the people that comes to us are the startup entrepreneur, and when they reach that level of maturity, when they have gotten to that place where they have now understood the various processes that goes into the management and the development of an entity. There are several levels that has to go through. We do know that, as Frank points out, everything starts with leadership, and then they're going to test. They're going to have a product or a service that they're going to test the marketplace and to do the research and the development. And there are several levels that at this point, an individual who is going to do business growth, now they do know and understand those levels, the marketing, the sale, the customer service, the customer retention, all of those elements that goes in. So the individual know that is now has already brought all of those placements, those structures of the business, and they are now ready to scale. At the level here in master planning development, what we recommend individuals do now, you have to do certain simple things, and you have to do an assessment. You want to do an assessment. So now you're going to go back to your vision. Now that you have reached that place where already now you have captured a portion of the market and now you want to scale, you're going to do an assessment of your vision. You're going to do assessment of your mission. And you're going to now make sure that you are looking at your capacity, because just having the desire to scale, then you got to know that you have the capacity to take on the added pressure that the scaling will be bringing into your business. So you do that an assessment of your vision and your mission that will give you a bird's eye view of your capacity. Then you're going to also look at your assets, the things that you have to distribute. You're going to look at, now that you have had it, now you're going to make sure that the assets that you are bringing, whether it is a product or a service, you're going to make sure that you do some improvement to it. You are ready to scale. You want to make sure that, yes, you have a customer base, that has been loyal to you at this place, and somehow you have grown to have a relationship, some kind of individuals who have now become loyal to your service. But now that you're going to branch to go after new customers and new clientele, you want to do it would be good if you look at your assets and you do a refreshment. You refresh, look at how you can make it better, how you can improve it, so that these new customers are coming in, you are giving them something fresh. Your older customers will even love that refreshment of the same goods and services that they have become accustomed to. And then as a leader, it's very important now that you become attractive. It's very important now that you become attractive, because now you're going to need help. If you're going to be attracting new customers mean more work, and more likely the amount of work that will be coming in, it's not likely that you will be able to carry it by yourself. So you'll have to become attractive. And when we say attractive, you become attractive as a leader, because you have got to also attract other persons who are going to help in the various structures of your organization. Perhaps you have a few persons, individuals who have been able, or up to this point, to carry out certain responsibilities, managing the marketing, the sales department, the customer service, and all of that. But then you got to realize, are they able to take on the new weight that is coming in? So you got to attract new, fresh talents. Either you're going to build, and in so doing, you might have to now work on people's their attitude. Because not the person that takes you from 0 to 100 might not be the same person who is capable to take you from 100 to 1,000. So you're going to look at the attitude now. Are they really in this for the long run? You're going to check personal attitude as well, because if you're going to manage greater, more pressure also means that people is going to undergo even more discomforts. So now you have to be prepared to look at the attitudes of your team and your personal attitude as well, because we all have to adjust to the new climate and the new challenges that are coming in. We have to also check our ability, the new education, new trainings, so that individuals, you don't want to find out when you have new customers that the links are breaking and things are happening that you were not prepared for. You got to make sure that you shore up and you strengthen up all your processes, and your processes has the ability to take on the weight. And then you can also look at your accomplishments. So what do you really are looking forward to accomplish? Why are you going to scale? Your accomplishments in terms of what it is and how it's going to have the kind of impact that is going to have when you enter into bigger marketplace. How is your accomplishments? Are you going to manage your accomplishments? So when you do this kind of assessment, and you have, as we call, a master plan, everything always work with a master plan, because once you have a master plan, all you have to do is adjustments and tweetings, and you can advance in incrementally to move it and to expand and to accomplish that business growth that you are looking for. Thank you.
All right, thanks for that share, Peter. Just before coming back to Paul, I want to expand a little bit of how to grow your business across social media. Now, earlier I spoke about the fastest way to grow on cash flow is to become a social media influencer. But I want to put on record that it's not just about producing content, because producing quality content is vital to that process. But when you finish the content and you upload the content, what comes next? Here we're talking about playing in one of the biggest financial marketplace, social media, because on YouTube you have over 2 billion persons. I think on Facebook you have over 3 billion persons that you can interface with on this platform. I think collectively you have about between 5.5 to 6 billion persons to interface with. You can be in the on the playing ground, on the play field, but yet not know how to play. So what I'm going to give you now is some techniques that can really help in the growth process. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of things here. So you have your content. What's next? There's a concept that we call the title search and SEO optimization. Now, you might be putting a title to your program, but it is not SEO optimized. It is not search engine optimized. And by that, what do I mean? YouTube and Facebook and a lot of these platforms, they can also be considered search engine. All right. So it's like if on YouTube, if you want a particular content, you can go to YouTube and you can search. What search engine optimization means is that there is some analytics that you're using to identify what people are searching for. And because you know what people are searching for, you build a title based on what people are searching for. And because you're building a title that people are searching for, you might have a few thousand, a few hundred of thousands of persons, or a few millions of persons who are looking for a particular subject matter. When you do that search and you align your content heading, your title, to reach the search, and you're building content or your business is built to provide services in alignment with those content, it sets you up to win. Now, if you don't know this, you could be playing in the social media space and not get the visibility that you want. Again, what the GIPP initiative does, it really helps you to understand all of this so you're able to avoid these pitfalls. Second thing I'm going to go through very quickly. Description is also vital. So when it comes to description, we also talk about the description and SEO optimization. When you hear the term SEO, we're also talking about search engine optimization. When the title, the description aligns, the search engine in itself recognize the uniformity in your platforms, and it works to your advantage to push you out. So this helps you to get more visible. More visibility leads to new clients lead to business growth lead to cash flow optimization. So all of this can work to your advantage. There's also what we call the keyword and SEO optimization. So there's a number of things that you would need to consider. So I've given you 3 here so far. When you want to grow and grow fast and so across social media platform, you either need to know this or you need to ensure that you have a subject matter or a few subject matter experts on your site that understands how to leverage the SEO in collaboration with the algorithm to ensure that perfect alignment is taking place. In the absence of that, you could be playing in the big boy space. You can be playing on important platforms and not get the visibility, the reach, the impact, the client conversion, the cash flow optimization that you're looking for, largely because you do not fully understand the platform that you're playing on. So it's not just to be visible. So when the GIPP initiative comes alongside you, it's to ensure that we filter all of this out and to ensure that you have the right information so you can leverage the right information to your advantage. Now, I want to speak just a little bit on being an influencer. Being an influencer means that you must begin to see yourself as a subject matter expert that is able to package your content and to deliver your content to a specific target market. The beauty about working with us in terms of becoming an influencer, as a rising star in business, as a growth, who's in business and want to grow and expand, is that we help you to build a personal brand as an influencer. So when we're working with your team and helping them to become a subject matter expert, we're also helping them to become an influencer with particular skill sets that they can leverage across communication mediums. For example, as an influencer, you can build content to go across mass media. Because as a rising star in business who want to grow also, you need to understand mass media. And by mass media, I am talking about radio, television, and newspaper. You need to understand these platforms because they are all going to play a significant role in helping you to get visible, reach your ideal client. And it's by rising to the occasion to be able to leverage these platforms, it's going to help you to grow. So you have mass media leverage, and you need to understand all of these platforms, not only that they exist, but you want to understand the effectiveness of the platform, the effective use of the platform, and if these platforms are able to give you the kind of client conversion that you so deserve. Now, the GIPP initiative will help you to understand some of this, but then you also have my books where I talk a lot about it's essential to understand where you're placing your ads, especially as a rising star in business who wants to grow and expand. It's not just about identifying a communication channel and say, I'm going to put my ad here. You want to be certain that the communication channel is going to be is effective. It's relevant to you and you reaching your ideal client. It's effective you in helping you to attain impact. You want to be certain of all of that. The same principle applies whether you're using social media, and there are a broad range of social media, whether you're using the metaverse, whether you're using independent communication channel. And another thing that I want to talk about, you have also billboards advertising, something that we don't talk about. So if you walk down Manhattan, you will see a lot of billboards that are being there. It helps you to get visibility. The GIPP initiative, which is the Global Influencers Partners Program, goes into all of this to really help you to really understand a step-by-step approach that you can leverage to enhance your visibility, your reach, your impact, your client conversion, to build confidence and trust and credibility in the eyes of the public, which are all essential in helping you to develop your growth map. All right, so I just want to say this bit for now, and I'm going to pause. I'm going to come now to Frank to ask Frank to talk to us a little bit more. Not Frank, Paul. Paul, sorry. To ask Paul to talk to us a little bit more about financial instruments, because financial instrument plays such a pivotal role in helping business to break through their growth barriers.
Is it because we're both bald? You never confuse me with Peter. You never, ever.
Exactly. You don't see color. You just see the baldness.
I know. I know.
Okay, guys, you win.
Never, Frank, he never confuses you with Peter either, does he? All right.
Okay, my friend, all to
Peter,
you,
Peter has
Paul.
here.
All right. Well, I mean, everything I described at the beginning of the product is what you need for growth and the reasons you come across growth. So, well, let's talk about a couple that I didn't mention, I guess. Sale leaseback. You own equipment free and clear or with a low balance and you need working capital. Well, that equipment is an asset and you could bank finance it, to use it as an asset to draw some money out of it. But the smartest way to do it, the way that the largest companies do it, would be called sale leaseback. So sincerely, forget about bank financing as an asset. Do use what the biggest, most successful companies in the world use, a sale leaseback. They will, you can sell that equipment to a leasing company and we can make that arrangement for you. Leasing company takes ownership of it, but it stays at your business. It stays in use for you so you can produce profit with it. Make the payments. It's just like an asset-based loan, same thing. You're refinancing an asset. So make the payments, boom, you take ownership back for $1 buyout at the end of the lease term. That's another way to provide growth capital. So sale leaseback. And let's talk about capital raises. I'm glad Frank brought that up earlier because I didn't mention it. What I mentioned earlier was traditional financing, what I call regular financing. But let's talk about raising capital, growth capital. You are you're an existing business. You've got strong financials, but you need growth capital. How are you going to get it? You might say, I'll go to my bank and I'll get growth capital. Your bank will say yes to you if you have assets to use so that they can lend against those assets. Let's paint this scenario. All of your assets are spoken for. You're maxed out at your bank. You have no assets that you can leverage. What's next? What are you going to do? Not grow? Nope. You're going to call Patriot Business Finance Consultants and ask for me. I'm going to take care of you on that. This is how it works. We are scouts for two investment bankers located in Cleveland, Ohio. They provide capital for startups, and startups, we love industrial hemp fiber, just so you know. I've said it before, but industrial hemp fiber, but you're not in that industry. So as scouts for them, we understand their programs, how to explain it. Of course, there's a cost to it. I can explain that to you and break everything down for you. But you need growth capital. Where can that come from? Because it's not your bank already told you we can't provide it for you. It can come from investors. Now, when you hear investors, you might think, oh, equity only. Well, investors will lend on debt also. So if that is the scenario, if you need growth capital and you do not have assets to take to your bank to draw capital out of, then we can arrange investors who will provide debt capital for you. And it will be subordinate to the bank. So it's subordinate debt. It's in second position. That's that's a specialized field right there. They're not attaching to your assets because the assets are already spoken for by your bank. It's not a dead end road. Subordinate debt from investors. Got you covered on that. I just want to throw one thing in here based on what you guys were saying earlier. Business growth can also come from owner growth, personal growth, professional growth, a new mindset, paradigm shift. All of a sudden, the owner gets new information and a paradigm shift. Let me read the definition for you. A fundamental change in approach or underlying assumptions. You get new information, you make a new contact, you discover something new. Paradigm shift happens and you're like, that's what's called an aha moment. Aha, I see. So I don't think business growth can just happen because of market circumstances. The owner might not even try to make it happen. It just happens without them trying. Or it happens when you have that aha moment and you step back and you recognize something new information. Or the third is owner growth, a lot of investment into themselves, into the team, education, information, seminars. And I say this all the time, new contacts. A new contact, one contact can change your life. One contact can bring you hundreds of thousands, tens of millions, many billions. One contact. Back to you, Gary.
Yeah, Paul, and you're right. Um, Business growth can come from, specialized, trade associations. It can come from, your local chambers of commerce. And at the right time, we'll perhaps talk about them because we know that the Small Business Administration in the US, they have a number of strategic instruments that are set up to give businesses the kind of support and to grow. And we know in their database they have over 15 million businesses that are registered with them. And so there are a number of ways. But today I'm biased. I'm YouTube biased in terms of a platform to grow, because I have been working with this platform for quite some time. But in recent times, I've decided to do things the right way, is to hire a team and put the team to work. And the level of growth that we have experienced in less than 30 days, it is something to talk about. One last thing I want to talk about before going over to Frank is that to make it on the social media platform, and particularly so YouTube, there's also another concept that I want to throw out to you, which is the thumbnail and the psychographics. Everything about content production, it is somewhat similar in the YouTube context to something that we grew up saying, and people see you before they hear you. And the same principle applies to this particular social media platform. People see your content before actually hearing it. And the first thing that they see is your thumbnail. And if your thumbnail is designed in such a way as not to appeal to the specific demographic, you could be hurting the potential of your content to reach the ideal client and make an impact. Now, I'm doing all of this simply to explain or help you to understand that you can make it on the platform. The reason you're not making it on the platform is perhaps because you don't understand the ecosystem in which you're playing with. But the more you understand it, the more you work with the expert that understand this, the possibility exists that they can push you out and push you out very fast onto this platform. I do believe it's a very strong platform for any business to grow, because I've heard story where businesses are earning. All right, they have $100,000 US earning. They have a multi-million annual earning simply by using this platform. The beauty about the platform also is that your content, if you're in the service industry, it can be digitized. That means that you can make money even when you sleep. And just imagine that you're generating millions of dollars in annual revenue, and it's digitized. All right. So it's a beautiful platform for you to think about. And when you want to grow on this platform, the beauty about this is that you're reaching over 2 billion consumers annually. And on a monthly basis, you're reaching approximately about 120 million potential consumers. I just want to emphasize that the GIPP initiative, which is the Global Influencers Partners Program, you can learn all that I'm saying and so much more. Again, if you look at the bottom, we talk about you can get in contact with financial specialists. Paul is our financial specialist. So you have a business you want to grow, you want access to capital, we'll put you in contact with Paul. You need a leader to help you to understand more about leadership and economics. You have Frank. You have someone that's going to help you with your corporate master plan and all of that. You have Peter. So in our community and the GIPP initiative, you're going to be interfacing with a dynamic team of persons in project management, debt mitigation, to really give you a winning chance in business. So I want to leave it right there. Frank, all to you.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Gary.
Welcome, my friend.
One of the thing is, in raising capital, there are some secrets that will successfully unlock the capital, and that's why we're here, because we understand that raising capital is crucial if you're looking to grow your business, but it can also be complicated and time consuming. And fortunately, with the right partner, you can easily navigate the world of fundraising, and that's where we come in, because our team of experts can help you evaluate your needs and connect you with the right resources to reach your capital goals. Um, some successful secrets to raise capital for your business with us. You must first understand your funding needs. Before you start fundraising, you need a clear idea of how much capital you need and what you plan to use it for. Understanding will help you focus all your efforts and make a stronger case for whoever the potential investor is. Then you have to identify the right investors, because different investors have different interests, they have different priorities. So it is essential to identify the most likely to be interested in your industry, in your business, in your market. Here again, we can help you connect with potential investors who are a good fit for your company. A lot of people don't know how to develop a pitch, a compelling pitch. And if you want to attract investors, you need to have a clear and persuasive pitch highlighting your business's strengths and the business potential growth. Here again, we can help you develop a pitch that resonates with investors and effectively communicate your vision. Do you know how to prepare your financials? Any investor, proper investor, will want to see your financials. That includes your revenue, your expenses, cash flow projections. We can help you prepare financial statements showing your business growth and profitability potential. Of course, you need to follow up and stay engaged. What happens after you secure the funding? Then it's crucial to stay engaged with investors and keep them informed about your progress. Here again, we can help you develop a plan for staying in touch and updating your investors on your business's performance. We here are committed to helping businesses like yours to succeed. So if you want to raise a capital, contact us today. Learn how you can help reach your goals. Contact us today to learn how we can help your business raise capital and reach your growth goals. Over to you, Gary.
Yeah, thanks for that share, Frank. I will come to Paul just now to ask him to talk to us a bit about the BFC. And I know that we are beginning to do a lot of work in the US. I know Peter is leading that charge. He's building out a team across some big states in the US in terms of the BFC. But Peter, what are your thoughts? What are your share so far on the conversation?
There are certain
Yeah, go ahead. I'm hearing you.
There are certain basic when we do our corporate master planning program, and within the human growth program, it is just there are certain things that are repetitive. There are certain principles, and we try to teach people about certain principles, because the thing about principles.
All right, White House, Freeway Rick Ross at Freeway Rick's.
They are applicable wherever you place them, right? So there is a couple of things that I want to remind individuals here, is that growth always begins in the mind. You're not going to be able to achieve any level of development and growth beyond the development of your mind. So, and the saying goes that if you can see it with your mind's eye, it's more likely that you're able to achieve it. So the individual who's seeking business growth, you got to expand your mind, the capacity of your mind to see and to actually to be there, to experience that growth even before you get there. Because chances are, if you've never experienced it in your mind, You will never experience it in the reality around you. So create a mindset for growth. Then you're gonna make it your mission. You've created the mind for growth. You're gonna make the growth your mission, because you're gonna say, come hell or high water, it is your mission, because there will be pushbacks. Nothing is just waiting out there for anybody to just come and pick it up, and it is all beauty and glitter. No, everything there will always be pushbacks. There's always going to be obstacles. There's always going to be difficulties. So you have to create a mission. You make everybody in your team, everybody around you, everybody that you've hired, all the team players, they understand that this is a mission. You got to taste it. You got to when you come in the morning, when you gather together, it must be real, so real that everybody, they know what is required. And then it is a mandate, because now it is something that everybody must do. You can't have a drive for growth and you do not have particular things, precise things, habitual things that must be done in order for the growth to be achieved. And then you have to have a message. You have to have an internal message. Every individual part of the team must understand there are certain slogans, and this is why slogans is good, and mantras, because the message and the internal messages, especially when the challenges come, your internal messaging is going to align you, to remind you of what it is that your mission is all about. And that message, you're going to also have to have that message that you are sending to your marketplace and your new potential clients. You have to be saying something that is going to attract. You're going to say something that even to your already loyal customers, your already loyal customers are the greatest source of growth, because each of your loyal customers knows somebody else that will need the product and service just like them. So what are the messages? What are you saying to your already loyal customers? The testimonials that they can even present to their network and to their market? What are the incentives that you can give to your already loyal customers to attract individuals like themselves to help to grow your business? And their market, your market, you're gonna deep dive. You got to understand with clarity now the expanding of your market, the new share that you want to have. What are the new information that you can gather from the new regions that you're trying to reach? So you got to have that market, your market for growth. You got to have that. And let me just close right here. Now, what you want is that movement, that people, that pulling. And we talk a lot here about the pull factor, because you want to pull this group of person, this continual attraction of people who they like, they love, they trust. Yes, they reach a level of love. We talk about the know, like, and trust factor. Well, you want to move now to a people who just love you. And that is where your movement comes in. You can't do anything wrong in their eyes. They will fight for you. Actually, talk about an Apple who have developed a movement where at certain times of the year, you will have people actually form lines because they want the new gadget that is about to release. So take into consideration your mind for growth, your mission for growth, your mandates for growth, your message for growth, your market for growth, and your movement for growth, which will bring you into the final piece that Paul likes to talk about, your money for growth. And when you apply those, any level at which you apply that, whether it is your personal, family, community, and now we're talking about your corporate master plan, you will be getting there. Thank you, Gary. You're mute.
Yeah, I was asking the question, did anybody recognize that Peter is truly a preacher?
Don't get the slips out, right?
But
It's a good thing though.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
yeah, at the beginning of the program, he said something that was so profound.
Mhm.
And what he talked about is the mind eyes, which I would normally call mind sight. And you find that people cannot grow beyond the mind eyes. And I think there's a fallacy that sometimes we say seeing is believing. The things that you're seeing, believe me, sometimes you don't even understand it. But when you train the mind to think through things, to analyze things, and come up with practical solutions, that gives you a certain clarity on things beyond what even eyesight can give you.
Mhm.
And that for me was very, very profound. And it goes to say again, you rise and fall in business based on your sense of self. What is the difference between a small business owner and a big business owner? Is the mind eyes, the mindset. So great share there, Peter. I want to come to Paul to ask Paul to talk to us a little bit about the BFC and to also, at the end, just give us your closing remarks there. Paul?
Okay. Gary, you said something very profound at the very beginning of the show, also extremely profound.
Okay.
Claremont Frank.
Okay.
That's profound. That's profound. I mean it. Uh,
Okay.
uh, BFC
Hey,
program.
these guys are getting into the habits of being comedians, my brother.
It has always been there. It's just the opportunity for it to come forth.
Okay, so now get the springboard to blossom. Okay,
Yeah.
I hear you guys.
I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm serious.
You see that?
Why is that funny?
Uh,
I
Well,
hear you.
the BFC program, Business Finance Consultant, that's what I am. And we want to teach you to do that so that you can make a lot of money, take care of a lot of people, take care of your family, and set your life up right, like Peter says, write your legacy. Money is not everything in the world. We all know that, and the four of us on this program, we don't feel that way. But it helps. It makes it easier because if you don't have it, it hurts. So, how can we help you to advance to where you can become an expert in a subject? Now, generally speaking, you can become an expert in any subject and make a lot of money. But what we're talking about offering is full training, full support, provide capital to businesses. Okay, you can work with us, full training, man. I will take you there. I will make you an expert. And you don't have to do it alone because after the training, you might be thinking, I'm going to get on the phone with somebody and stumble. No, I'll get on every single call with you because that's part of the training. You will hear me go over the process, diagnose the problem, provide the solution, and ask for the close because that's what you got to do. You cannot not ask for the close. I'll teach you to do this stuff. If you don't think you're good enough, you are. Wipe whatever negatives out of your mind. You are good enough. You're smart enough. You can make it happen. You can do anything you want to do. We all know that. But we would like to work with you. So you'll be offering capital to businesses. How do you get customers? You your circle of friends is the first spot. Who do you know who owns a business? Family members, friends. Then we're going to teach you to further out from that circle because you have to get on LinkedIn, create a professional profile, make connections because one connection can give you millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands, or at least thousands of dollars. Seriously. Um, teach you to make those connections, send messages, how to craft the message to let
Angela?
you do. And there's there's many aspects to being a consultant. You have to get customers. we'll teach you how to do that. I mean, you're offering something valuable, and I'll prove it to you right now. How many businesses are in America? A lot. Do they all need capital? The answer is yes. Do they all want it? The answer is yes. So you just got to go out, make it so that you are known, liked, trusted, and then loved. You're going to get to that because when you get loved, then you've got a repeat customer forever. And that really increases your wealth because you don't got to go out and hunt for more customers to replace the one that didn't come back to you. Yeah, that wraps. Oh, let's talk about how much money you can make. Okay. How We can make as much as you want. How many deals can you do per year? But on an average deal, we would charge 4, 5, or 6% or more, or a little bit more. Let's go to the more section. Let's say we charge 7 points. It's a $150,000 equipment lease. That's 7,000, a little bit less than $7,000 that Patriot would get for providing that service to your client. How much would you get? You get 25% of the profit. So what's 25% of 7,500? It's $1,925. That's one deal. How many of those can you do a year? And how many deals that can you get that are over $150,000? Let's talk about a $500,000 piece of equipment or a $1 million piece of equipment. Now, don't think that oh my gosh, $1 million. That's kind of like regular. Your numbers have to come up. Your thinking has to come up. You can't think $100,000. You have to think $10 million. And you're not the only one thinking it because equipment and real estate is expensive. So I'm talking actual real numbers. What do you think a massive piece of farm equipment costs? Or 3 semi trucks. So the larger the deals that you get, the more money you make. 500,000 bucks. Let's say we charge 5 points on that. That's $25,000. Let's say we charge 8 points on, or well, 5, 3, 4, 20. 5 points, 25,000 bucks, $6,250 for you. You definitely like to bring that home 2, 3, or 4 times a month. And that's what we want to teach you to do. Be an expert in a field that is in demand, fully train you, fully support you, and make money together so that we can look back 2 or 3 years down the road and say, look what we did. Back to you, Gary.
Paul, you did say something that is profound and truthful in the sense that every business that gets started, they need access to capital. I know this because I sit into a lot of meetings that is hosted by the Small Business Administration. And very often the subject comes up of capital. Very often they are hosting programs to help people to understand different types of financial instruments. So this platform or the opportunity for you to become a BFC, it's a golden opportunity for you to tap into a high demand market. You have over 15 million businesses. I mean, they have a database of 15 millions, and these are, micro, small businesses. We can also give you another data of another 15 million. So put the two together, we have access to over 30 million potential business owners. As you come into that training program, we will expose you to some of that information that once you learn this and apply this, you can position yourself to start to make a lot of monies for yourself. So become a BFC today. Thanks for that share, Paul. Peter, your closing remarks?
Yes, Gary, that I just want to remind the individuals that are viewing this program that planning is always essential. You cannot plan too much. There's no such thing as over planning. There might be a problem if you plan and you don't do, but always having proper plans in place. It's better to plan for something that never happened than something to happen and you didn't plan for it. So it's always important for you to design those plans, your personal life master, and you extend into your network, your closest individuals who are in your life. We will call that your family, whoever you deem as family, those persons who are contributing to your advancement at a very your inner circle people. And then you want to see what that looks like at a community level. So you design what that is going to look like in terms of your impact on your community and your corporate structure, as what we spoke much about today. With your corporate structure, goes into the various departments that you will say through which your business and you use to express or to communicate your message or to distribute your services into the marketplace. So it's always important for you to have that blueprint. It's important for you to have that design, and you're constantly working on it. It's not something that you do one time and you put it aside. It is something that constantly on every day you're looking at it, and because it is what you're implementing actually. So having your master plans in place, because growth is just the implementation of your master plan. That's all it is. You have a plan, and now you decide that at this level, your master plan is your GPS actually, that is going to navigate your way. You are at this level now, and you're implementing according to your master plan, and you're gradually iterating. So we just want to invite and our audience to understand in place, always revise it, and you will know as the time comes for you to make that that growth move. You already have the plans in place. You just have to implement it. Thank you, Gary.
All right, thanks for that share, Peter. I'm going to come now to Frank for his closing and remarks.
I thank you, Gary. I just want to leave in closing. You cannot operate an organization, business, school, government agency without a good leader. And the reason for that is because leaders will provide the direction and the vision. They motivate and inspire others. They help create the kind of environment that is conducive to success. And they do that by promoting communication, collaboration among team members. In short, leadership and strong management are essential for any organization that wants to achieve its objective. And it's important because, of course, it improves communication, creates better work environment, improves productivity, increases efficiency, decreases mistakes, motivates employees, set good examples for others, inspires hard work, creates a strong vision and direction for the future, and help keep employees on track. So if you're ready to leap into a leadership role, we can help you to become the kind of leader that is really needed in today's society, in today's dynamic world. So strive for success, to be a successful leader. Strive to be the leader that others can emanate, a model leader. And that's what we're here for. Have a good weekend.
Okay, thanks for that share, Frank. In conclusion, I just want to re-emphasize the importance of the GIPP initiative. In the event that you're wondering what GIPP signifies, it signifies, or it means, Global Influencers Partner Program. And I want to encourage you to join this program now. All right, the possibility exists that you may have to join the waiting list because we're only training a small amount of people at any one time. But I'm going to go through a list of things that you're going to learn when you come into this program. One, you will learn about how to master the fastest ways to cash flow your business and your brand. We will show you multiple streams of income that you can leverage. Second, we will talk to you about mastering the real cost of doing business. The last thing you want to do is to start a business and underestimate the cost of running that business. And I can say it happens all the time with many rising star in business. We will also talk to you about how to master your MVO and the business analytics. By MVO, I mean your minimum viable offer, your most viable offer. You need to understand this. We will talk to you about building and mastering your personal brand. And here is where you're going to be really trained to become that global influencer that can make impact. We will talk to you on this platform also about building and mastering your corporate brand. And then we will go into mastering 8 steps to really become that global influencer that you have inside of you. 8 unique steps that you will learn that will give you the tools, the processes, the systems to become that great influencer that you perhaps have long been looking for. If you're a business owner, you need to be the influencer. Someone on your team need to become that, and we will train you to do that. Along on this platform, you will also learn about what we call mastering your TOPAC. TOPAC is a system that we have created, which means targeted performance outcome. You want to know your targeted performance outcome long before you get started. And your business cash flow game plan. Frank spoke earlier about the business plan, your cash flow game plan. All of those things are things that we're going to go into to ensure that you have a deep insight as to what it takes for you to win in business. The last concept that you will learn here is how to master project management and your WBS. You would have heard about the term project management, but in project management, there's a concept that we call the WBS, which means your work breakdown structure. Because you're able to break down your tasks by unit, by step, it helps you to have that deeper insight into what you're getting into, what you're doing. And because you have that insight, it gives you the ability to have better control over the outcome that you want. So I encourage you again to log in and become part of the GIPP initiative. Reach out to us. You can go to this site right now, and you can get registered for this initiative. Remember, it's limited space. You may have to join the waiting list if you wait too long to sign up for this initiative. I want to thank all of the viewers who are viewing this program from across the world. It gives us so much a pleasure that you're here today. I want to thank the over 25,000 persons who have supported our 2 channels over the last 30 days for subscribing. I also want to thank over 100,000 persons who have taken the time to look at these channels. You haven't subscribed as yet, but I do encourage you to continue to look, continue to like, subscribe, and share. To my team who are here today, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. You guys could have been anywhere else, but you have decided to serve humanity. You've decided to be here to serve in the interest of human and business development. And I want to say hats off to you and kudos to you. And you guys do have a wonderful weekend ahead of you here also. Okay.